EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Hundley. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. The 11-time Pro Bowler Larry Fitzgerald still has it. His production did take a dip last year on the heels of 3 straight 1,000-yard campaigns. He's in the back half of his 30s now. What a career it's been. Coming into this year, over 1,300 receptions, 116 of those for touchdowns, and second only to Jerry Rice in career receiving yards. Pretty spectacular. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go. Set. Hey, no. Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Ready, go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Hundley. Open man is Kirk, complete. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Johnson running right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. They'll run it with Johnson. And boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. That's the pass.
Now the 3rd leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
58, come on. Come off the ball. Check, boys.
Darnold on 3rd down. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
At their own 14-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Hey, check 24, check 24. Check 9, check 9.
On second down, Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Got it. You got 3 down, 3 down.
Throwing, Hundley. He finds his man Johnson. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Too easy, too easy.
It's 4th down.
Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Tackle made there by Buda Baker.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold buying time to his left. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. DJ Swearinger, a sack on the safety blitz.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognized that he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Back to throw, Darnold. He finds Beckham, complete. And they work this out past the 25. The end result, 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
On 2nd and 2, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Terrell Suggs in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd down. 3rd and 11.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, lady, they still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Hey, Haywood. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Watch the screen. What's that?
Darnold Darnold from the gun. It's caught by OBJ. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold dumps this to his running back, Chubb. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Here we go, son. 58, Mike. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
Darnold on first down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
First down, Browns.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's Darnold. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he finds Fitzgerald. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The catch and run good for 18 and a first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Johnson. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
at the 39-yard line.
Tight end's right. Cut up.
From the 39, Hundley. Johnson's got it complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but it's going to be second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Drop deep, Bobby. He's crossing. Anyway. Zip it. I got it.
On play action, they'll throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Larry Ogunjobi make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
What I'm talking about.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position.
And got his man complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So the illegal forward pass also costs them a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Now Darnold. And his throw here's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Man, lady, we want it. Come to my world. Mike,
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And that is incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work, while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They give to Johnson going right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Alert flare, flare. Wide, get wide. Check Hill. Watch out, go.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set.
I'm going to come back to you.
They'll set up to throw. They will find the rookie from Iowa State. That's Hakeem Butler. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Watch the ship.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Darnold drops it off for Chubb. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Cardinals' 24-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Under 10. Check three.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. He finds Taylor, complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and they take the lead here at 7-6.
Cardinals 6.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
To try again after the sack. Hunley complete. It's Johnson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
David Johnson brings up 3rd down.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Now Hundley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. And an update from a game going on up in Santa Clara. And the Falcons sort of opening things up there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They run again on first down, Chubb. Oh, he sheds himself free. The 20. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On first and 10, Darnold. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter.
Three down. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll look to throw here on first down. Dumping it off for Johnson. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over. But he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays.
Yeah.
They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Left coming. I got it. Check 37. Check 37. Check 3.
Here's Johnson. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Cardinals on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Check 31. Check 31.
Throwing, Hundley. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better...
Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. He goes 95 yards to the house on the kick return. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. A big-time special teams play here in the 4th quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. This is taken at his 4. And an alley to run. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And the Cardinals are in. Touchdown. And that big 4th quarter return, Charles, makes this a 1-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is...
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Terrell Suggs, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Chubb running right. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Brooks Reed with a tackle.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 35, Mike 35.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
What we got?
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Let's go one more.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They go to Johnson again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They come out here in the eye.
Check 53. 3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Check it. Check. Check. Lucky.
On 3rd down, Johnson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead.
Touchdown!
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns' drive about to get started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
35. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Big stop. Big stop.
Darnold now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now Darnold. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Come on, set. Pittsburgh. Mike. Night, sweetheart.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things.